Hi, it's Jamie from Evolution5. Today we've got a really exciting video. We're introducing Abby Heroes, which is a local charity that Evolution5 has decided to support. Hi, we're welcomed by Sally and David. Sally, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, my name is Sally. I'm a Southampton resident through and through. I've pretty much lived here my whole life. I'm married to Dave and I have a daughter called Charlie and I had a daughter called Abby.
Oh, thank you, Sally. And David, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name's David Forster, and I'm from Portsmouth, born and bred. Sorry.
Am I allowed to go boo at this stage?
No, absolutely not. And I'm a Portsmouth season ticket holder as well.
I knew that.
And I'm married to Sarah, got 4 children, Alex, Georgina, Hannah and Max, 3 dogs and 2 cats, and it's fairly chaotic at our house.
Sounds like it. So, Sally, we're here to talk about Abby's Heroes. Could you tell us about Abby's Heroes and the team you've got supporting you?
So we have started in 2016 around my kitchen table, and we have evolved now in 2024 to be a team of 6 in the office, and we actually employ a family support worker that works face-to-face with families on the Piam Brown ward at Southampton General Hospital. And we have funded other roles in the past as well, a clinical psychologist and a play therapist, but we're actually taking play therapy out to the localities that Abby's Heroes covers now. So we're, I'd say 6 at the moment, but looking to be, bigger and bigger.
Fantastic. And tell us how it all started, please, Sally.
So Abby was my daughter. She was an avid dancer and I was at the ballet school with her and I was changing her shoes. And she told me when I picked her up from school that day that she'd hurt her shoulder at PE. And I did what every parent does. I ignored her, offered her tea and sort of moved on. Anyway, I'm back at the dance school and we're undoing her tap shoes and I look up and there's a lump on her clavicle. And that started a whole series of events so that we found ourselves 8 weeks later with a consultant in Oxford being told that she had cancer. And it's a type of cancer called Ewing's sarcoma, which is predominantly a bone cancer. So we entered that ward, the Piam Brown ward at the General on, I think it was May the 10th, 2013. And she went through, all in all, there was 27 rounds of chemotherapy. If anyone's had chemotherapy, they know the impact that has on them. Radiotherapy, she had pioneering surgery to, try and give her the best chance she could to beat it. But unfortunately, despite her best efforts and the medical team on the ward, she sadly died in May 2016. And so, that's the story of Abby. And I guess Abby's Heroes has evolved as a result of that, our experience of being on the ward and knowing how it impacts families, not just this enormous diagnosis, but the financial impact, the impact on your mental well-being, everything. Your whole family has been hit by an atom bomb. And you see families try to like rabbits caught in the headlights, they are trying to struggle and cope with this enormous diagnosis. So we really wanted to start a charity that was front-facing with families, like we're putting our arms around the shoulders of families who are stepping through the doors of the Piam Brown ward and also the TYA. We do actually cover the teenage and young adult ward as well, but I guess our hearts are very strongly linked to the Piam Brown ward there. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So David, could you tell us a little about your role at Abby's Heroes and why you decided to join Abby's Heroes?
Right, well, I'm very old. And I've worked in the corporate world for over 40 years, primarily for HSBC and Amy, the construction company. And I was in the corporate social responsibility type roles. And I just felt that I was a very small part of this big machine and I wanted to make a difference. And I was looking to work for a small charity. And I went to the interview of Abby's Heroes for the community fundraiser role. And as soon as I stepped in the door at the interview, I felt I was home. It just felt absolutely right for me, and I hoped I'd be right for Abby's Heroes. It's just such a wonderful charity. And what I loved about the charity in particular was the real-time support they provide children with cancer and their families. So there's no red tape, there's no messing around. They are helping families every single day. And that is incredible when you think about it. There's no, oh, we'll get back to you in 2 months with an answer. We are helping families immediately. And it's just a great place to work with great people. Yeah, and that's how it all happened. And I've been there just about a year now, and I don't regret it for a moment. Stepping away from that corporate life, it's just like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's really, really good, really interesting. I realised I haven't introduced two souls we have here. So who have we got here on the sofa with
well,
you?
what we've got is we've got our mascot, the original mascot, which is AbbyCorn.
Yeah.
And then we've got CharlieCorn, who's the latest addition to the family.
Yeah.
And they are our two mascots. We've actually got an AbbyCorn, which is a big AbbyCorn, which goes around in a suit. So when you have events, we can take AbbyCorn along and meet families and kids, and it's fantastic.
Brilliant, brilliant. Sally, moving on to sort of some of the nitty-gritty stuff that the charity does. So I see you have projects. You talk about some of the projects that Abbey Heroes does and what you're involved in?
Of course, yeah. So around 52% of people when they enter the Piam Brown ward have come from the accident and emergency ward. So they've got a poorly child, probably a phone, a set of keys, and they've been transferred up to the oncology ward, and they walk through the doors and again, rabbit in the headlights. They really do not know what's happening to them. They will be, they'll have to go off into a little room, and they could be there for the next 3-4 months. So from the minute those families are on their ward, we give them welfare packs which have vouchers for the outlets downstairs so that they can at least eat, grab a coffee, make those very difficult conversations, and we can. We've got like emergency provisions, toiletries and food and stuff like that, so that we just get them going once they're on the ward. On the ward, we employ 2 family support workers who look after the mental well-being of families when they're on the ward. They're just a friendly face. They're alongside parents. They can sit and listen to anything that they, a family's experiencing. They're non-medical, and that puts them in a really unique position working amongst a medical team on the ward. And we're really proud of that role. Once the families have been on the ward for some time, what happens with a child being poorly is one of the parents has to be with the child, obviously, for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then, so there's jobs that have to be given up. And, the other person's potentially got other siblings and kids to look after and other family commitments and work and running the house and everything else, but also wants to support their child in hospital. So very quickly there is a massive financial implication to having a child poorly. Some of these chemotherapy diagnosis and treatments can go on for a year. Leukemia in a boy is 2.5 to 3.5 years, and so it has a huge impact on the family. So financial grants, practical help. I think in the last week we've bought some wheel bearings for a car. We've paid someone's rent. We've paid some travelling costs for someone because they're travelling up from Poole and they don't drive. And all of a sudden they're coming for 3 appointments next week. They can't make it. We actually did a call for a young adult the other day who hadn't come to an appointment because he didn't have any money. So he didn't have any money to come to hospital, which is crazy. And we're really proud of the fact that we listen to what the parents want. We don't tell them what we can do. We say, what's the problem? What can we do? So that's the financial and practical support. We deliver food twice a week. We do a pizza delivery and a picnic and a Marks and Spencer's evening meal. Any family member, or indeed we've done it for a best friend, can access our counselling service. We've got a panel of counsellors set up around the area. The cohort of Southampton actually comes from Poole to Brighton and up as far as Berkshire. So it's a massive area of people that all come to Southampton General Hospital. But anyone can access the counselling service that we have. We also run play therapy for the children because a 5-year-old can't tell you that they're anxious or they're scared or they're frightened, but they will demonstrate it through playing with toys. And so that may, that can be relayed to the medical team, and they may be able to change what they're doing with the child if they know that the child has some particular fear of something. We celebrate the end of their treatment. So after this whole horrific experience that the families have been through, they ring a bell and we award them a £200 gift voucher for the family just to go and do something nice, to make up for every birthday and party that they've missed and Christmas and stuff. So it's just a really nice sort of like tying a bow, if you like, at the end of all the services that we can provide for families. Have I missed one?
No, I just think it's worth reiterating again about the pizza nights, because they're a real highlight, aren't they? And the families and the kids really look forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's, it's just a bit of normal for them, and it's a treat. And listen, when you've had days of chemotherapy, you're not eating brilliantly, but, an ice cream from... a little mini ice cream from Domino's, honestly, can sometimes be the start of them at least tasting food and being reintroduced with food.
We also do trips out for the families, don't we?
Yeah, we do days out. So we always we do a theatre trip, and this year we're off to Legoland in April. So so we take them off on trips out as well. So,
what's great though, it's always, all of this is all practical help and really helping the family. So it's not all up there, it's actually doing it.
It's these little things really help, don't
Makes
they? Really
such a
matter.
difference.
It's such a stressful time for everyone involved, isn't it? So there's some fantastic things there that you're doing, and thank you for sharing them. So David, so obviously some of the ways that you will raise money for the charities through events. So could you just tell us the events that you hold over the year? Because I think you were telling me about the fire walking only last night. And obviously for anybody watching this video, what's coming up that they could potentially get involved in?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's worth reiterating, after what Sally said, all that brilliant stuff that we do for families, we can only do that if we get the money coming in. Without the money, we can't do all those activities. So we need individuals, businesses, organisations to fundraise for us. And they can do lots of that in lots of different ways. And there obviously is ways they do their own thing, but we do have events like you say. And last night we were at the Firewalk in Southampton, and it was something else.
And you did it.
And I did it, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. I was worried beforehand, but actually it was okay.
I have to confess, I chickened out of that one. I was invited, but I did chicken out.
But I've got something even better for you, because one of our other events coming up soon is the Spinnaker Tower in Portsmouth. We're doing an abseil from it. So anyone out there who wants to get involved with that, we'd love to have you on board. I know you're signing up.
That one as well. I think I have nominated someone.
Oh, that's okay.
So we're all good. We're all good.
They're doing it on your behalf,
they're doing it on my behalf.
So we have that. Which is a fantastic event. We have a Dragon Boat Challenge, which is another great event for corporates. We're looking to enter a team of 20 where we pull a 747 aeroplane, which could be really, really great. That's coming up at August Bank Holiday weekend. We have our dinner dance every year. We want people to get involved in things like the Southampton ABP and the Great South Run and those type races. So there's so many different things you can get involved in. But we can also help you organise your own fundraising. So if you're a business out there or an individual and want to do something for us, come and speak to me, come and speak to Sally, and we can help you make those dreams come true and put on an event for you as well.
Yeah, fantastic. I think we were just talking earlier, for anyone obviously watching this video, that on the dinner dance in November, we're also looking for some donation of good prizes, aren't we?
We want those brilliant ones, those experiences, those money
Caribbean
can't buy.
holidays.
Not Pompey tickets.
Yeah.
That is something money can't buy, the magic of Fratton Park. But yeah, if someone's is a member of a golf club or has got a table at a football club or whatever it may be, let us know. We need your auction prizes. Our dinner dance is our big fundraiser of the year. It's taking place in November this year, and we need those money can't buy auction prizes. So if you've got something, please approach us and we'd love to hear from you.
Fantastic. So Sally, we talked about the projects, how we help families and the likes. How do families get in touch and get involved and reach out to you?
So on our website, we have an apply for a grant button, and that takes them through a process. And it's a very simple, we get an email saying that there's a family requesting support. The other way is through our family support worker that's working obviously on a face-to-face basis on the ward. So when they're speaking with families, you know, they're sometimes sat with families for 2 hours at a time, and so people relax and will actually tell them what they're struggling with, and so they can also apply for a grant on behalf of the family as well. And we also work alongside one of the other charities that work on the ward, provides social workers. They're called Young Lives, and they can also signpost families to the website. So it's a very simple process for families to reach out, and it can be quite private as well, because until you need a charity, to accept help is actually quite a big thing for families to do. But they're so broken, and there is nothing else out there that they do reach out, but it can be really, really private for them. It's not a big it's not a big thing. No one needs to know. The medical team don't know. It's a very private thing. So it's we're just trying to make it as simple a process for families as we can.
Yeah, that's understandable.
One thing I've noticed is so many families who we've supported in the past then come back and fundraise for us. And that shows the power of the charity, that we obviously are doing something right. Because otherwise those families wouldn't want to help us. But they do, and they come, and they were there last night at the firework, weren't they? And it was just amazing. And I just love that. They want to give back after they've been helped by Abby's Heroes.
Yeah, it's paying it forward, isn't it? And they know, and so they know where the money goes as well. I think, we are a very local charity that is doing it for local people. And I think that's another real appeal of Abby's Heroes, is that you're not, putting money in a big, huge pot that, you can't trace. There were some guys who've been dipping in Andark lakes since about October. I mean, they were breaking ice to get in the lake. It was brutal sometime in January. And the ward had asked us for an air fryer, and one of the guys that was doing it had missed 2 goes, so he owed us 2 more goes. And I said to him, look, if you can get another couple of £100 donation, then you're actually going to buy an air fryer for the ward. And so he's super motivated to do that. But the little girl that they were doing it on behalf of, Arabella, who appears in our video, she made them some beautiful little handmade medals and handed them out to them as well. So yeah, it was just a real nice circle of events. It was like their workplace, the parents, one of the parents' workplace, with the swimmers, and then the little girl that they were doing it for did the medals, and yeah, it was lovely. It was brilliant, and we got an extra little air fryer out of it as well. So yeah, it was really good.
So you're not doing things by halves then. So icy lakes, walking on fire,
absolutely,
and coming down the Spinnaker Tower. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So David, we talked about obviously how families can get in contact with the charity, but as we've said, the charity relies on donations and individuals and companies to get involved. So how can they reach out to you?
Well, they can reach out to me. There'll be details below, hopefully, as I'm saying this on the video. We'd love to hear from you. We're blessed to have companies like Evolution5. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do. But obviously, we need more. We need more businesses and individuals and organisations. So if you're out there and listening to this, get in touch with me. I'll come along and have a chat with you. We would love to work with you. Every donation we receive can make a difference, and we are really grateful for every donation we receive. So, yeah, just reach out and say, please get in touch.
Thank you for that. I know we can't obviously thank everybody, but there's obviously a lot of people who have obviously helped the charity. A lot of people work in the charity. Is there any people you want to sort of mention on the video that has obviously tirelessly helped the charity or contributed? And I appreciate you're not going to cover everyone, but is there anyone you'd like to add?
I'd just like to say that, reiterate what David's just said. It doesn't matter what you do. If you just have a collection pot on your desk, and I don't know, it's there for, Dress Down Friday or whatever it is, or if you want to do a massive bucket list, adventure and cycle in Thailand or whatever it is you want to do, go up to base camp or whatever it is you want to do, there's we welcome donations from any activity, and we know that if people are donating to us, they understand what we do, and that is really humbling. When the families do it for us, that's always really, really special. But yeah, no, we're just really incredibly grateful. We started as I said, around my kitchen table, and we're now the largest donator, the largest charity to families on the Piam Brown. So, and that's, you know, really proud.
And
Makes
it's
me really
worth
proud.
saying, I know you've already mentioned, it's worth saying that we're helping children and families right across the South Coast.
Yeah.
So we're talking Portsmouth, we're talking Bournemouth, we're talking the Isle of
Yeah.
Wight, obviously Southampton as well. So even though the ward's in Southampton, we're helping families right across, and that's really important to put out there, I think. But going on for what Sally said, I still get a thrill when we're doing the collections and someone puts £10 in the pot, and you think that's fantastic, because that's another £10, where it's supporting families.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we're coming to the end of the video, unfortunately. Is there anything we haven't covered that you'd like to add?
You covered everything. It's just thank you for giving us this opportunity, because we don't always get something like this, which is absolutely amazing, and we're really grateful for that. We just want to get a message out there that there's so many charities out there and they're all doing great stuff, but sometimes it's hard to be heard with all those other charities, so opportunities like this make a real difference. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no, you're most welcome. Well, look, thank you very much for coming in, Sally, David. Thank you for sharing Abby's Heroes and your story, Sally. We're really looking forward to the future ahead and supporting you as much as obviously we can, and we're obviously trying to reach out further to other organisations on your behalf. So thank you for today.
Bring it on.
No, thank you, and I'll see you at the top of the Spinnaker Tower.
You will not. You'll see one of my colleagues. So thank you very much. So that concludes today's video. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a lot more about Abby's Heroes and the great work they do. Please do reach out to Abby's Heroes. We're going to put a link at the end of this video with information of how to contact them. Thank you very much.